Do you ever wonder if you're doing enough to retire comfortably, or if you're already behind? The truth is, most people wait too long to start. But today I'm going to show you how to take control of your future no matter where you're starting from. According to a recent study by Northwestern Mutual, the average American now believes they'll need about $1.26 million to retire comfortably. That number actually dropped from $1.46 million last year, mainly because inflation has cooled off a bit. But here's the catch. Most people are nowhere near that number. In fact, more than half of Americans now think that they're going to outlive their savings, and only 67% feel confident about being financially ready for retirement. That number was higher last year. And with traditional pensions becoming a thing of the past, more and more people are realizing it's really up to you to create your retirement income. That's why starting now is so important. Even if you can't hit $1 million, building a solid plan, setting aside a consistent percentage of your income, and making smart investment choices can still set you up for a strong future. Hi, I'm Greg Hardy, and welcome back to the channel, and I really appreciate you being here. On this channel, we talk about all things personal finance, investing, and building a financially secure future. So if you're passionate about taking control of your finances and also learning something new every week, subscribing is the best way to stay connected. One click helps grow this community and brings this knowledge to others who need it. Thank you. Let's start with the big question. How much do you actually need to retire? While the average American says it's around $1.26 million, that number isn't a one-size-fits-all. Your ideal retirement savings depends on your personal lifestyle, the cost of living where you plan to retire, and what kind of retirement you want. Some people may need more, others less, but the key is figuring out what works for you. One simple way to estimate your number is by using the 4% rule. This rule suggests simply that you can safely withdraw 4% of your investments each year in retirement without running out of money. So if you want to live on $60,000 a year, you'd aim for a nest egg of around $1.5 million. If you can live on $40,000, you'd need about $1 million. This method gives you a good starting point to set a realistic goal. What matters most is having a clear number in mind. Without a target, it's hard to plan or to measure your progress. Don't worry if your goal feels far away right now. This isn't about perfection, it's about direction. Knowing where you're headed makes it easier to build a strategy and stay motivated as you save and invest. If that number sounds overwhelming, don't worry, you're not alone. Most people feel behind, and many don't start saving until later on in life. But the good news is, it's never too late to start. Whether you're in your 20s just getting your first paycheck or in your 50s thinking seriously about the future, what matters most is that you start where you are. The earlier you begin, the more time your money has to grow. But starting now is always better than waiting. Consistency is the key. You don't need to invest huge sums to make progress. Even small, regular contributions can grow into something that's significant over time. For example, if you invest just $200 a month and earn an average return of 8%, in 30 years, you'd have more than $270,000. That's the power of compound interest. It rewards consistency and patience. If you can contribute more, that's even better. But remember, starting small is still starting, and it puts you on the right track. So where do you actually put the money you're saving for retirement? The best place to start is with tax-advantaged retirement accounts. These accounts are designed to help your money grow faster by giving you special tax benefits, either now or in the future. Using them wisely can make a huge difference in how much you'll have by the time you retire. If your employer offers a 401k, that's usually the first step. Many employers offer a matching contribution, which means that they'll put in money to match what you contribute up to a certain amount. That's free money, and you don't ever want to leave that on the table. Try to contribute at least enough to get the full match. Plus, your contributions are taken out of your paycheck before taxes, which can lower your taxable income now. Next, let's look into a Roth IRA. This is one of the most powerful retirement tools out there. You contribute money that's already been taxed, but the growth inside the account is completely tax-free, and when you retire, your withdrawals are also tax-free. For 2025, the contribution limit is $7,000 if you're under age 50 and $8,000 if you're over age 50. Roth IRAs are especially great for younger investors or anyone who expects to be in a higher tax bracket later on in life. There's also a traditional IRA, which works a little differently. Your contributions may be tax deductible now, which can help reduce your current taxable income, but you'll pay taxes later when you withdraw the money in retirement. This can be a good option if you don't qualify for a Roth IRA due to income limits, or if you need the tax break now. A smart strategy for many people is this. Start with your 401k to get the full employer match. Once you've done that, move on to max out your Roth IRA if you're eligible. If you still have money left to invest, you can go back and increase your 401k contributions or even look into a traditional IRA or a brokerage account. The goal is to use these accounts in a way that helps your money grow while keeping taxes as low as possible over the long term. Once you're regularly funding your retirement accounts, the next step is figuring out what to actually invest in. This part can feel a bit overwhelming, but the good news is you don't need to be a stock picking expert to build real wealth. In fact, the simpler and more consistent your approach is, the better. If you're just starting out, target date funds are an easy option. They automatically adjust based on your expected retirement year, investing more aggressively in stocks when you're younger, and then shifting toward bonds as you near retirement. They're hands-off and diversified, which is great, but keep this in mind. Target date funds often underperform the overall stock market, mainly because they become more conservative over time. That safety comes at the cost of higher potential returns. So while they're a good starter option, they're not necessarily the most growth-focused choice. A stronger long-term growth strategy is investing in index funds. These track the performance of a broad market index like the S&P 500. They're low cost, diversified, and historically outperform most actively managed funds over time. You're not trying to beat the market, you're just riding its growth. And over decades, that steady growth can really pay off. ETFs, or exchange-traded funds, are also worth considering. They work similarly to index funds, but can be traded throughout the day like individual stocks can. They offer flexibility, low fees, and diversification. The key takeaway? You don't need to chase trends or try to time the market. A well-balanced, low-cost portfolio with broad exposure, left alone to grow, will usually beat fancier, more complicated strategies in the long run. Now let's talk about how much you should actually be saving for retirement. This is one of the most common questions people ask, and honestly, it's where a lot of folks get overwhelmed. But here's the truth. You don't need a perfect plan on day one. You just need to begin. A good starting point is saving 15% of your income towards retirement. That includes any match you get from your employer. So if your job matches 5%, you'd only need to contribute the other 10%. That might sound like a lot, especially if you haven't been saving much, but the goal is to work your way up. If you're in your 40s or 50s and feel like you're behind, don't panic. You can aim for 20% or even more to play catch up. What matters most is that you start and stay consistent. One of the easiest ways to stay on track is to automate your savings. When you set up automatic transfers from your checking account into your retirement account or have contributions taken straight from your paycheck, it removes the need for willpower. You won't have to remind yourself to save or feel the sting of moving money manually. It just happens in the background. And even if you start small, like $100 or $200 a month, those automatic contributions will build momentum. Over time, you'll likely find room in your budget to increase those amounts. And that's when the real magic of compound growth starts to work in your favor. Let me give you another helpful method, and that is to follow a simple budgeting guideline like the 70-20-10 rule. Here's how that works. 70% of your income goes towards living expenses, things like housing, food, transportation, and bills. Then 20% is set aside for saving and investing, including retirement. The final 10% is for giving, charitable donations, or paying down debt. This structure makes it easier to prioritize saving without overcomplicating your financial life. And it's flexible so that you can adjust it to your situation while still making progress. It's not about being perfect, it's about creating a system that you can stick with. At the end of the day, the real secret to building retirement wealth is not about hitting some massive savings goal overnight. It's developing a habit. Small, consistent contributions are going to matter more than the occasional big deposit will. Life is always going to throw curveballs, unexpected expenses, market dips, changes in income, but when saving is something that you do automatically and regularly, you build long-term security without having to constantly worry about it. That peace of mind is what we're really working towards. If you're in your 40s or 50s and feeling behind on retirement, you're not alone, and it's definitely not too late. Many people don't get serious about retirement savings until their kids are older, the mortgage is lower, and they finally have a little more breathing room financially. The good news is you still have powerful tools available to you. One of the best things that you can do is to maximize your catch-up contributions. For 2025, if you're 50 or older, you can contribute extra to both your 401k up to $8,000 in a Roth or a traditional IRA. These higher limits give you the chance to accelerate your savings during your peak earning years. Another powerful step is to take a close look at your current spending and see where you can make changes. Cutting unnecessary expenses and redirecting that money towards retirement can make a big difference over time. Maybe it's downsizing your home, trimming subscriptions, eating out less, or holding off on big purchases. These changes don't have to be forever, but even temporary cutbacks can help you catch up faster. Plus, by simplifying your lifestyle now, you're also getting a head start on living within your future retirement income. You can also consider delaying retirement by a few years, especially if you enjoy your work and can stay healthy. Even working just 2 to 3 years longer gives your investments more time to grow and reduces the number of years that you'll need to live off your savings. It also means you may be able to claim a larger Social Security benefit, since waiting past age 62 increases your monthly check. This one decision can dramatically improve your financial picture without requiring huge sacrifices in your current lifestyle. And finally, remember that retirement doesn't have to mean you stop working entirely. It's okay to adjust your goals. Retirement can simply mean stepping away from the full-time grind and doing something part-time, flexible, or passion-driven. Whether it's consulting, freelancing, or starting a small business, or working a job you truly enjoy, earning even a modest income in retirement can stretch your savings much further and help you stay active and fulfilled at the same time. It's all about creating a version of retirement that works for you. Retirement isn't a finish line, it's a transition. It's not about hitting a magic number or following someone else's path. It's about creating a life where you're financially free to choose how you want to spend your time. That might mean traveling, spending more time with family, volunteering, or working on projects that you're passionate about. The point is, you don't need to have everything figured out today. You just need to take the next step. The truth is, there will always be reasons to delay. Market uncertainty, life expenses, or the feeling that you're too far behind. But none of those are stronger than your ability to start now. You don't need perfection, you need momentum. So whether you're just getting started or picking things back up after a few detours, give yourself permission to build your future one step at a time. Your future self will thank you for the actions that you take today. Now, if you found this video eye-opening, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who you think needs to hear it. And if you want more practical, no-nonsense advice on building wealth and securing your financial future, then check out this video here. And also, please make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.